What's up, YouTube? Mano here. So I got this comment in one of my videos from last week where I showed that substitution for the 6th chord. Okay, this is the comment. He said, did this move mid-altar call. Singer got lost. Pastor gave me the raised eyebrow look, plus an earful after the service. So he tried to use that chord that I showed and then it just didn't work out. Okay, so here's the thing. I know a lot of the stuff that I do is not as easy to pull off in service. So what I want to do in my next video is kind of play a couple of church songs that you use in church and just show you a couple of basic things that you can add to it to add a bit of spice but to not get you in trouble. Okay, it's just nice little things that doesn't really take away from a song that much. So if you want me to include one of the songs that you probably do in church, so what you do is just leave a comment, put the name of the song and then the key that you do it in. Then in the next video I'll see if I can give you a couple of little basic things that you can add to that song to spice it up. It doesn't throw everything off. Okay, so leave a comment if you want me to include one of your songs. Anyway, today's lesson. So what I want to do, I want to start off by showing you one of those things, one of the easy things that you can implement that won't distract from the service. And then after that we're going to start building on top of that. We're going to start basic and then after that we're going to do slightly more complicated things that might get you fired. So like I said, start off basic and then go advanced. So what I'm doing is, so listen to the song Shout to the Lord by Johan Kim. Okay, and in that song I did a couple of things that I want to kind of break down. Okay, and like I said, we're going to start with the simple stuff and then kind of go on to some of the nicer things, but just a few things. We're not going to go too much, like 5 or 6 things. But the first thing I want to do is just go through the song quickly, just so that we can kind of get the basic structure of the song. In the key of G. Okay, so the song starts, verse, start on the 1, okay. You go to the 5, then the 6, then to the 3, which is the B minor, to the C, or the 4, the F major. Now you can go to the 1 again, or you can invert the 1. Then 4, 1 again, to the 6, to the flat 7, which is a F, to the D or the 5. Then I think it kind of repeats after that. Okay, so that's the basic structure of the song. So we're going to take that basic framework and just build on top of that. First thing is, when you go to that 4 chord, what you can do, the first addition, first little thing that you can add is add that F sharp when you play the C. You see, it adds a nice little tension there between the F sharp and the G. Okay? And what that is, it's essentially the flat 5 of the C. Okay, so the C major scale, 5, the flat 5. Okay, so just add that. Or if you're looking at that from the key of G, just add that 7. Okay, when you're playing the 4. So anytime you play the 4 chord, add that. Okay, gives a little bit of tension. So in the song, usually it will sound. Okay, so what you're gonna have is next thing you can add to this is, and this is something you can do with your basic triads. Okay, so whenever you play a triad, so like this, we have the 6 or the E minor. What you can do is you can play inversions of E minor chord, okay, but only use the outside notes. So in other words, only use the frame. So you have 3 notes. Play the 1, you play the 3, but leave the 2 out. Okay, and then invert it. Okay, it's a nice little way to move around. Like, so instead of doing something like this where you kind of hang on that 6, instead of going, instead of doing something like that, you can go. Alright, you want to do this quite a bit as well. It goes. You see, all that was that's the E chord, the E minor chords I went. Okay, and then once you play this chord, then you invert it down. Okay, so that's just the easy little thing that you can implement, and this stuff won't get you fired. Okay. Now, the next thing that you can add is, so the song goes, then it goes to the 6. So what you can do before you get to that 6 is you can play like a 3 to get you to the 6, and that 3 is a B. Okay, it's just a normal B major chord. So instead of going straight to that 6, what you can do is okay, that's that B. So what Johan did to get him to that B was he did this little lick, then landed on the B. Okay, so it went A, G, F sharp, E, E flat. Okay, so it went so that's another little thing that you can add to that song, okay, to take you to the 3. Okay, so now we're getting in the slightly more dissonant stuff. So the first thing is nice voicing, nice substitution for the 4 chord. And this is a very nice voicing. And I want you to listen to this, just see how it sounds. First I want to show you how it sounds without that chord. And then after that, I want to show you what the 4 sounds like if you substitute it for this chord. I'm just going to play the beginning through so you can just get a feel for how the song sounds. Okay, we're going to loop that section. Okay, loop it again. Okay, now I'm going to play that 4 now. Just listen. That's such a nice chord. That's that chord. Listen how nice that chord sounds. This is a substitution for the 4 chord. What I found was it's usually the simple chords placed well. Those are usually chords that kind of stand out. Like this chord is actually very simple. I'll show you now what it is. Because it was placed in that position, it just sounded very lovely. Okay, so what it is it's an A major 9. So you have your A chord, your normal A major. You add the 7, okay? It's an A major 7, and then we add the 9. Those are the notes for the chord. So now what I'm doing is I'm keeping those notes. In my left hand, I'm just playing an inversion of this chord, okay? So I'm not playing root, I'm playing the first inversion. Okay, so I'm starting on the C sharp, and then I play the A, which is the 1, and the 9 in my left hand. Okay, and then I remove some notes in my right hand. So I'm gonna take away the C sharp, I'm taking away the B, and then I'm taking the E on top. That's the chord. So in context, that's the normal way. Now with that substitution, that's nice. Okay, so the next thing is he wants to go to the 3. Okay, remember after this, after the 4, you go to the 3 chord. Okay, so instead of going straight from the 4 to the 3, what we're doing is we're using like a circular motion. Okay, so we're approaching this B from the 4th below. Okay, so we're using the circle of 5ths. So 4th below is this F sharp. Okay, so we're going to use some kind of dominant chord on the F sharp to take us to that B. And we actually can use 2 chords. Okay, the first chord is it's a diminished chord. Okay, it's F sharp diminished. Okay, we have the F sharp, you have your E, you have your A sharp, C sharp, and the G. Okay, and then we play the melody. Okay, which is kind of still the diminished chord, or you can look at this as like an F sharp 7. Okay, which is still a dominant chord. The first one, diminished chord. Second one, it's just a 7th. There's an F sharp, there's your F sharp major. We're adding that 7th. Okay, but in our left hand, we're inverting the F sharp. Okay, so we're not coming in from a root position, we're coming from first inversion to the B. Okay, so all it is basically is the F sharp dominant to the B. But over that F sharp, we're not playing one dominant chord, we're playing 2 dominant chords. Okay, and the second one we're inverting. Okay, that's it basically. So this is the first one, which is diminished, Second one is this normal F sharp 7 to the B. Okay. So in context, the usual way. Okay. With the new chord. Okay, and then we go. The next two progressions I want to show you is off this melody. Okay, so okay, so we went from a 4 to a 1. Okay, it's actually a 1 over 3. Okay, so it's just a 1 inversion. So the melody goes. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you two different progressions over that piece of the song. So instead of doing it, like that, I'm going to show you two different ways that could get you fired. Okay, so here are the two chords. Remember, these are slightly more advanced, slightly more dissonant. Okay, so the first one, now the other way. Okay, back to normal way. Normal again. Second way. Okay, so those are the two progressions I'm going to show you now. And as you heard, those ones you kind of have to use your own discretion there. Okay, when you want to use it in a way that's applicable for your situation. Okay, so let's break down those two progressions. Okay, the place we're trying to get to is the G. Okay, or the G inverted, which is actually the 3. Okay, so we're trying to get to this B. If you look at it from the left note, from the bass note perspective, we're trying to get to the 3. Okay, so we're going to use circular motions again. Okay? So for that first one, we're going to go F sharp, and usually F sharp goes to B. Okay, so what we do, instead of just going F sharp to the B, which is the normal way of doing it, okay, if you use the circular fifth, instead what we're going to do is, instead of going F sharp straight to the B, we're first going to go F sharp into the C and then to the B. And the C is like a half step below the B. So essentially what we're doing is we're going F sharp and then we go to the tritone, which is a C, and then to the B. Okay, so essentially what we're doing is we're playing a passing chord over the F sharp, and then we're playing another passing chord over the C to take us to the B. Okay, because both those work. Usually you can either go F sharp straight to the B, or you can do C to the B. Okay, but we're using both those chords. We're going F sharp and then C and then B. Okay, so over the F sharp, this is the chord we have. And in our left hand we have a dominant chord, so we have a 1 and a flat 7. Okay, that's our dominant sound, our F sharp minor 7th. And then we're adding an E flat in our right hand. Okay. And a quick shortcut for you to remember this chord is, we're playing F sharp. Remember, we're trying to play a dominant F sharp. So all you need to do is go to the 6th interval of F sharp, which is a E flat, and then you just play the major chord of that 6th. So basically we're playing a 6 major over 1. Okay, so that's the chord we're using over the F sharp. We're using an E flat major over F sharp with a flat 7. Okay, so that's over the 7. Remember, we're doing 7, 4 to the 3. Okay, so over the 7 we're using this chord, and then over the 4 we're also using a dominant chord. So what that is, once again, you establish a dominant chord by playing the 1, you play the flat 7, similar to what we did in F sharp. We play the 1, the flat 7, doing the same thing in C, 1, flat 7, and then we play the 3 and the flat 7. Okay, this is just a tritone as well. This is a C7 chord. So there's your C. Okay, we're just spreading it out a bit. So we're playing the C at the bottom, and then we're playing, doubling up on the B flats, and then we remove the G. Okay, so that's the chord in the C. So the first chord and the second chord. Okay, the only thing we do adding to this chord is we're playing the melody on top to keep the melody there. So the melody goes. We have. Okay, so we're trying to keep that melody. So the first chord, we have that melody. And when we play that E, we can play our E chord, our C7, okay? But now we have that E melody. And then to the 3. Okay, as it goes. And over that E flat, you can add a little grace note by adding a D before you play the E flat. Okay, so you can grace note on the D. So it goes to the 3. So the second thing he did was over the same melody. So you did. Okay, all that is it's this chord. It's basically E flat, add 9. But I know there's something more to this. I know it's not this simple. I know there's other theory to it, okay? But I'm going to explain it like this. Okay, it's normal E flat chord. You add the 9. Okay? And you just take that 9, play with your left hand. Now all you do is you use this exact same chord, but you're using the top notes of the chord as a melody. So the melody goes. And for each of those notes, we're using this exact same chord, but we're just taking it down. So the melody starts on the G, which is this chord, goes down a half step, and then goes down a whole step. So we're doing the same thing with the chords. This is the first chord, go down a half step, and then we go down a whole step. And then we're on no G again. Okay, so it goes. Okay, and then once again you can add that grace note. Okay, guys, I hope that made sense. I hope you got something from that you can actually use in service. Like the one I think you should start using now is adding that F sharp, because that's nice and simple. And the other one is just playing like the shell of the chord. So not playing the middle note, playing the outside note. Okay, so those are 2 easy things that you can implement now. That's not going to change anything on your song. It's just going to give you little things to work with. And then other things, it's your discretion. Okay, you can choose whether you want to use it or not. Let me know. So anyway, so that's it for today. And let me just play the song and see if I remember some of those things and see how it might sound if you add it in the song. And then what was the other chord again? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do that again. Substitute those chords. If you enjoy this kind of thing, listen, I shot a video where I showed my 10 favorite chords and licks. If you like this, I think you might enjoy that. So click the link below and I'll send you that video. And then I'll see you again real soon. Thank you, God bless. And don't forget to leave a comment. Leave the names of the songs that you do in church and the key that you're doing it in. And then depending on how many I get, I might try to use those in examples in the next videos. Okay? So thank you. See you again real soon. Thank you. God bless.